And yo,
All right. What's up, Doc?
how you doing?
Good, man. Episode two. Did you watch episode one? How many times did you watch episode one?
I watched like the first 15 or 20, no, maybe like 5 minutes.
So I did the same. I watched the first couple of minutes and I was like, oh, this is gold. Like, let's put this on YouTube
Oh,
and let's see what people say, So I didn't I put it on YouTube, and the joy of YouTube is there's so many things on YouTube. If we just put it there, like nobody's gonna stumble across it. Like it's gonna get no views. So I was gonna you can protect things and make it to where only people we want to see it can see it. But I didn't do that, and I was like, I'm just gonna send the link to four people or so and get some feedback. And the first person I sent it to is my mom, and her feedback, I laughed at first. She was like, Andy, I liked it a lot, but you got to stop saying the F word so much. And I was like,
mm.
typical mom thing to say. But then I went back and watched it, and she has a great point. What's that? I have a 9-year-old daughter. I'm around little kids all the time, and I'm good at censoring myself. But when I talk to you, I think I forgot that we were recording this, and I just went into like just talking to my buddy, and F words flying. So I'm gonna do my best to not be as bad about that.
Mm.
Um, and then the second thing that I noticed, we were just shitting on Republicans a little bit, and I know
Well,
you're
it's
proud to
well
do that.
deserved. Well deserved.
I know, but I started to worry. I'm like, we have Republican friends, we have Trump voting friends, and I don't
Yeah.
want them to think that we're just trashing them. That's not my intent. Like I hate content, whether it's on TV or YouTube, people that just dunk on the other side the whole time. So that's kind of what I want to not do, is not dunk on the other side. And I
Oh,
am still kind of a Republican, but I'm not a good defender of Republican values at this point. I'm really not. I have no urge to defend Trump. I don't like the guy.
there's
Also,
no
my mom said,
values. They have no policies. Like, why would you even say you're Republican?
I know, but and that was the other thing. My mom said, "Don't say hate. You said you hate Trump. Don't hate." And
Hmm.
there,
It's a
it's
strong
going to be
word.
hard. Like, no, it's a strong. I'm going to try not to do that, but when Marjorie Taylor Greene or Lauren Boebert or Matt Gates come up, like it's going to be tough for me not to say like I hate that, but I don't like them. So I'm gonna. That's my goal moving forward. Is I'm not going to shit on the other side as much, and I'm going to say the F word less. And I think at some point here soon we need to bring in someone on the right that could balance things out, not permanently, but just as
Hmm.
like I guess here and there. The problem I'm having is people, if we tried to find a Trump supporter, they tend to get emotional is not the right word, but like if you insult Trump, you're insulting them,
Hmm.
and I don't understand that. And I get on Facebook all the time, and I see people shit talking Obama or not Obama, Biden, and I look at it and I'm like, and sometimes I'm like, that's not accurate, but whatever, and I just move on, and it doesn't affect me at all.
Well, sometimes
But
it's
I know
correct,
people.
right?
Oh, and if they're shitting on him and it's correct, I laugh and I move on. Either way, it doesn't ruin my day. Whereas I know people that are Trump, I'm going to say Trump voters, not Trump supporters, but Trump voters. And if you say something negative about Trump, like they take that as a shot against them. And I'm trying to be more mindful of that. So moving forward, I'm going to try to be more of the centered guy and let you do all the shitting on the right. So you're good at that. And I don't think that bothers you at all. Am I correct?
Uh, yeah. I mean, here, I would just say shit where deserved. If it's a toilet, shit in it. Like, let's just
Yeah.
like the
I
left, the right, wherever it is. I mean, the left deserves a lot of it too. So like,
Well, and that's the thing is we didn't drill down on anything that the left did, and there are very many deserving things of that. And I think unless occasionally we bring in someone to bring up the counterpoint, we're probably going to gloss over stuff that deserves to be shat upon.
yeah,
So
yeah, sure,
that's my thought. So
sure.
anyhow, so that's all. That's what I learned from episode one, and the little bit of feedback I got. I think we have 12 views. I haven't looked recently, but the last time I saw it was 12, and I think four of those are me. So I'm going to stop watching episode one now. Uh, anything from you? Anything that you gleaned from watching it?
I noticed my eyes bouncing around a lot. Like I'm always looking at like different screens and stuff. So maybe I'm trying to focus on you now.
No, that's so I used my PC to do it last time, and the camera is way up top, but I was looking at you, so the whole time I'm not looking at the camera. I'm looking 3 feet below the camera. It looked like so.
Yeah,
I've
but you're
switched now.
so
I'm
far
on.
back, I couldn't. It looked like you were looking at me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm on my iPad now, so we're gonna see how this goes. I'm not putting any money into this until we decide we're gonna keep doing it. But at some point, maybe I'll get like a camera and a mic and all that. But nah, I'm not doing that yet.
Yeah.
So
So yeah. So I mean, I wanted to call this meeting just to meeting. I wanted to call this just to
you
talk.
called me to a meeting,
Just to
man.
talk about how Kamala has come out of the gate on fire. Did you watch her
Dude,
speech yesterday?
so I saw most of it. It was during the workday, so I'm kind of watching it while I'm working. I did see, and I don't know if this is true or not, but I saw something I think on Twitter this morning that Beyonce and Taylor Swift are holding like a joint fundraiser for Kamala. Which I'd
Oh,
like to say that I called that immediately. I was like, any minute now, Beyonce and Taylor Swift are going to be standing behind her. And if that was true, which I didn't look any further into it. I just saw that on Twitter and laughed my butt off. But yeah, she came out of now polling wise, and there's no new polling since Joe dropped out. This is all polling that was hypothetical before she was actually the nominee. But the polling wise doesn't look like she's going to make as big a jump with young voters as people thought she would so far. And like I said, we've got more polling to come, more act now that she's actually the nominee. But I think she gained 9 points with young voters age like 18 to 35, and people were thinking it'd be more like 20 or 30 points. Not nine is not bad, but it's not the jump that people expected. And like I said, we're basing this off hypothetical polling. It's going to be 2 or 3 weeks till we actually see what people are doing. But yeah, it's the way that the Democrats have joined together and nobody has been like the thorn in the side to kind of spoil this. It's been amazing. I thought there'd be a couple and they would get squashed, really quickly, but nobody's even tried so far. Joe Manchin, now an independent, formerly a Democrat, went on a morning show, I think yesterday, and said that he's gonna take a look at putting his hat in the ring or whatever.
oh
And
yeah.
then he must have gotten some phone calls because within like 30 minutes he was like, "Nope, sorry, not at all getting into this." So
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah, it's
they're
it's a very clear path.
yeah, it's a very orchestrated move by the Democrats. And I feel like they may have waited till the RNC was over to pull this trigger just so that they put all
Well,
their energy in. And like if they did, that was a smart move, right?
so timing wise, it's kind of amazing because let's look at this real quick. Trump got shot at an assassination attempt like a week ago, like 10 days ago, roughly. We're
Yeah.
not even talking about that. Like that's kind of last news cycle. In
Yeah.
the past, and I don't think that's a good thing. In the past, if somebody tried to assassinate a former president, or someone who's running for president, like that would be something that all of America stops and is, we need to rethink how we're doing things, and it
Yeah.
would have lasted a lot longer. It lasted roughly 7 days, and now
Yeah.
it's kind of like, oh yeah, I kind of forgot Trump got shot at 10 days ago, but that happened, and it's not a big deal. It's really
Well,
weird.
I feel like he has spewed out so much hateful rhetoric that everybody was like, "Oh, if fine, it happened. Like what we've all expected
Yeah,
was going to happen happened." Like because he's just such a hateful individual,
dude.
like he's going to piss somebody off. And luckily, it was, or not luckily, but it was one of their own, which is a very weird. It's one of those things you
I
can't really wrap your brain around. Like, why did this young kid who was actually a Republican go after Trump?
So, and I'm waiting to see because I'm not ready to say for sure he was actually Republican. He
He's
lived in a
registered.
Republican house. Well, so he was registered Republican, and at 18 he might have registered Republican. In the last couple of years, he might have had a change of whatever. His father was clearly a Trump. His family was Trump supporters, and real quick with Trump, when I first found out, I think one of our good friends, a mutual friend, was the first one to text me and say, "Hey, like, look what happened." And what I said to everybody right off the bat was like, I didn't, by no means did I want this to happen or do I ever want political violence, but I couldn't believe like we were overdue for it to happen. Like I thought Obama, when a black guy got elected president, I was like, oh, somebody's going to take a shot at him. And the fact that he made it 8 years without any attempts was lucky, but ridiculous. Like I kind of thought it was going to happen. And then Trump came in and was pissing a lot of people off. And I was like, somebody's going to take a shot at him. Nothing. 4 years, no attempts.
Yeah.
So
And
when
all
it
those
finally
outside
happened,
rallies and
dude, when it finally happened, everybody was like, "Can you believe this happened?" Yeah, I could believe it. I'm shocked. Shocked it doesn't happen more often. They say that if somebody wanted to take a shot at the president, it's pretty easy to do if you're willing to die doing it. Like if you're willing to take a shot and get shot in the head right immediately afterward, it's surprisingly not hard to get a shot at the president. You just got to
Hmm.
getting a shot at him and getting away free is very hard to do. But if you're willing to die to do it, it's not as hard as you would think. And I think that kid proved just how like everybody's like, I can't believe they didn't have drones and this and that. No, I think we'd find out that the security around these events is a lot easier to penetrate than anybody really thought. And they're having hearings the last couple of days on Capitol Hill. And coming out of it, that people are still kind of like, oh, do you think it was a grand conspiracy? No, I think it's gross negligence. And I think that's going to be proven that it's just the people protecting our president are not as thorough as we thought they would be.
Yeah, I think they got lax. They probably, like you said, like we're way not overdue, but it's been like we had quite a few presidents with no real attempts of
Mm-hmm.
assassination. And then, they just got laxed. And Trump's had all these big rallies outside and probably had no issues with anybody. And, you know, they just were really relaxed about it. And he even flew a drone over the rally.
Yeah, it was a couple hours before the rally. He didn't
Okay.
fly it over while it was going on. He went out there ahead of time and scouted the location. And I would think if the president's going to be speaking here later today, there is a perimeter set up early that morning and security in place. And apparently that's not the case, which hopefully that
Hmm.
will get remedied. But I'll say this: the other thing, real quick. I am not. There were a couple of people I talked to that very much were in the mindset of like they didn't care that Trump got shot at, and kind of the thing I kept hearing is it was after an Iowa shooting. I don't remember specifically which one it was, but there was a shooting in Iowa recently, and Trump said, "Hey, we just have to get over it." And people died in that shooting, and that was his line that people keep playing clips of. Is he said, we just got to get over it." So when I would talk to certain people about this, they'd say, well, just got to get over it," as a quit back to Trump saying that. But it's like if you minimize gun violence as long as you have, people are going to not feel as sympathetic to you when something like this happens. And that's what I'm seeing. Like I said, I don't want the guy to get shot. If he had, let's say that the assassin had been successful and shot him in the head, we would be in a world of shit right now. Like, everybody talks civil war and this and that. Now, if Trump got assassinated, there'd be violence in the streets. So it
Yeah.
wouldn't be a good thing to happen at all. So thankfully, the shooter missed. But I do kind of see where people are like, man, well, you just got to get over it. It's part of life. Like, I
Yeah.
see a little humor in that, but I'm glad he didn't get shot.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I don't want any violence, political or yeah. I'm
Yeah,
against violence completely.
beat it, beat him at the ballot box. But
Yeah.
I'll say this: when it comes to beating him at the ballot box, what's weird, and I was pretty pumped last time just because with Biden since the debate, it felt like the Democrats almost don't have a chance. Like it felt like Trump kind of had it in the bag. And then with Kamala, there's a little bit of a, oh, hey, we got a shot here. And I think I was overestimating. I was saying like, oh, like I feel very confident. No, I feel like we got a chance now. I think it's
Yeah.
going to be extremely tight still. I think the first real polling we're going to see is going to be something like 48 to 48, like dead heat. Whatever it is will be within the margin of error. Like this is not going to be a runaway victory for either side.
Yeah, but
That's where I'm putting it
if
right
she
now.
keeps speaking like she's been speaking, I think she's a shoo-in. I think
Yeah,
she's
she's
good.
come out strong. Now she's going to have to answer for a lot. Like when she goes and sits down, like in the past, she has called for abolishing ICE. She never said defund the police, but I'm trying to think what else. There's some problematic things that she said that the Republicans are going to drill down on. The one that I kind of researched a little bit because I keep hearing that like, oh, Kamala's been the border czar, and look how messy the border is, and that's supposed to be Kamala's department. Well, it turns out, and I wish we had the ability to play clips, on our show because I'd love to play some stuff here. But who started calling her the border czar?
No.
Take a guess.
Sean Hannity.
No, Fox News, right wing
Yeah.
media.
Yeah.
What Biden did when Biden was the vice president, Obama tasked him with finding the root issue for all these migrants coming north. So his job was to go down to Colombia and Venezuela, all these Central American countries, and try to figure out what's making people want to come to America. What could we possibly change in those countries to make less people want to leave and come to America? And Biden tasked her with the same thing. So it was basically like Central American outreach was what she got tasked with. He never once said you're in charge of the border or you're the border czar or anything like that. He said she's in charge with basically finding out the root of the problem. And I wish I could remember exactly what he said. But then Fox News took that and said, "Oh, he's deemed her the border czar," and they've referred to her as the border czar left and right for the past couple of years.
Huh.
And at no point did he ever issue. Like her job was to basically outreach with Central American countries. So I I'm hoping after what I kind of was looking at yesterday, I'm hoping that they're able to make that clear to Americans because Fox News is going to hammer the well, she was in charge of the border, and look how messed up that is. And it's it's a talking point that's great for Fox News and pro Trump people.
Yeah.
And I think that's the first thing that they have to get a handle on and make sure that people understand. And it's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy to message that, but they need to get on top of that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they have that. And then I heard they're making fun of her laugh. Like she's got
And
a crazy laugh, which I feel like it's kind of more of a genuine laugh than like, let's say Hillary Clinton's laugh.
dude,
Um, and then Sean Hannity said he wants to get rid of plastic straws. I love my plastic straws. Did you hear that?
so yeah, let me say this. I've heard, I'm going to jump around here. The whole single use plastics and needing to stop using so much it makes good sense. We
Yeah.
need to do that. However, if I go to a restaurant and they give me one of those cardboard straws, I'm fucking livid. Sorry, I just said the
Why?
F word and I don't like them. They get soggy. I just like everything about them. If I
Well,
get a
why don't you
cardboard
stop
straw,
using a straw and drink your drink like a fucking man, Andy?
so hey, no F words, buddy. No. So when they give me a cardboard straw and I open it and see that it's cardboard, I set it down and I drink my drink from the rim,
Like a man, like you
um,
should.
dude. And great store. I'm going to give a shout out here. They might hate us for this. Mountain Sports in Arlington. I
Yeah.
bought a metal straw that came in like a little pouch that I could just take with me everywhere. And I
There
was
you
like,
go.
this is the solution. I
Okay.
used that straw. I used that straw one time. I don't know where it is. And every time I got somewhere and I was like, ooh, my metal, I didn't bring my metal straw. So it needs to be like collapsible. Like, those,
Mm.
the pocket, like a pocket bellows for
Yeah.
campfires, the one that extend. It needs to be a straw like that can be like conveniently on me at all times.
Mm.
Because I think single use plastics are bad, but I want my plastic straw. Like
Maybe you need
until
like
they,
a pocket square where you can put your pen and your straw and you can just carry it everywhere with you.
I need that. Hold on.
We got
This is the joy.
7 minutes. We got about 7 minutes left.
Okay. So I'll just say this. Yes, Kamala's coming out on fire, but I think that Democrats are overplaying their hand right now. I think there's a lot of celebrating, like, we're going to win. And like, no, now you have a chance. Now we've got to fight. And it's going to take a lot of luck along the way because if you look at it, Trump's been the luckiest dude in the world and getting shot at isn't lucky, but it helped his favorability ratings greatly. The
Very much.
convention, the one good thing we have, I love this. JD Vance. Before we talk again, I want to do a deep dive into JD Vance because, like, from my limited knowledge of him, I don't really care for the guy. I've seen all the clips of him talking trash about Trump in 2016, and now he's made a full
Yeah.
180 and he thinks Trump's great. So he seems like the kind of guy that will say whatever he put his
Yeah.
finger in the wind and
That's
see what
exactly
people
what I
are
was about to
doing and
do.
just
Yeah. Yeah.
that's what I see out of him. Now, someone who I think is educated and I'm hoping to get this person on our show at some point. But they do their homework and they're educated and they spoke highly of Vance. They were like, why do you not like him? And I said, let me go to. I'm
Who
not
is
prepared to
it?
talk about this. I'm not going to say it. It's someone who I hope will come on our. Yeah,
Okay.
she's female. She's female and she will railroad our show.
I think I know who you're
She
talking about.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna try to step back and let you two go at it, but I think she's gonna dominate you just from a
She
pure.
loves JD Vance.
I believe, and I think that it's because of Hillbilly Effigy. I need to watch that. I've never seen that.
Hmm.
But her first thing was like, "You don't like him? Have you not read Hillbilly Effigy, whatever it's called?" And the only thing I know about that, because have you seen the memes about JD Vance? Like it's him looking seductively, and then it shows a couch. Have you seen these?
No.
I kept seeing memes of JD Vance like looking seductively at a couch, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. So I had to look that up. Apparently, in this book, he said that this is where I want to use the F word. He said that when he was young, he would put like a latex glove, in between the couch cushions and hump it.
What?
Yeah, so I want to call him a couch fucker so bad. Like that should be his nickname. Like, sorry, I had to drop it there, but
Yeah.
like that's the best. But I didn't read the book. I just apparently that's what all the memes about couches and JD Vance are. Is he used to put a cushion or a glove between the cushions and pleasure himself
I
between
mean,
the
it's not a
cushions.
bad move. It's not a bad
I
move.
want you're going to try
Who
it. I have a
hasn't humped a
feeling.
couch before?
I feel sorry for your couch. You're going to try this in the next hour or
I
so.
mean, it's been a
Uh,
while, but
okay. So, but I'd like to learn more about. But what I was bringing up Vance for, um, no clue if this is true or not. But Vance had a rally. Did you see Vance's speech yesterday or the day before? Did you see any highlights from it?
no.
I watched the whole thing and it was awkward. Like he kept like pausing and it was almost like there was one person in the crowd talking to him. You could hear everything, but he was just like looking into the crowd and then he'd be like, "Ah, I love you guys." It was very awkward,
Huh.
but it didn't go well. And apparently, Trump is already asking people around him, like, "Did I make a mistake?
Yeah.
Like, is it too late for me to drop Vance and pick somebody?" Because with Kamala in the race, the calculations have all changed. I think he picking Vance against Biden. Vance doesn't expand his base at all. Like when you pick a VP, you want it to be someone who's going to bring more voters in, and the same people that love Vance are voting for Trump already. So he didn't do anything to expand his tent or whatever they call it.
Right.
But I think with Kamala in now, like I wouldn't be shocked if they're looking at it like, crap, we made the wrong call here. How do we kindly drop him and bring in an African American? Would be what I'm thinking they're looking at right now,
Mm,
because now you got Kamala who's
Scott.
going to.
Tim Scott.
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. Even Vivek is, I for whatever reason, MAGA loves Vivek, and I'm not a fan of him at all, but they
Yeah, but
love
he
him.
doesn't
So
expand. I don't think he expands their base. He's too MAGA already.
that's, that's
They need a solid Republican, an old school Republican.
but who are the candidates that he was looking at that could possibly expand his base? Because anybody that could expand his base is like a Nikki Haley type, like the Republicans that aren't voting for Trump.
I
And
mean,
I don't after
his best pick, but it's never going to happen. Is Mitt Romney? I mean, if he picked Mitt Romney to
it
be his VP, like
like
he would
let's
get
face the facts.
some of those middle ground folk, right?
Let's face the facts real quick that his last vice president in the final month of their term together had a gallows erected on the
Yeah,
lawn of the Capitol to hang him. Now, I'm
yeah,
not saying that Trump said hang Mike Pence, but his supporters at least were talking about it. Whether or not they were really going to do it, they erected a gallows to hang him.
yeah.
So if you're Mitt Romney or if you're any not really a Trump Republican, are you going to attach yourself to this at all?
No, no, no,
So
no. That's why I
he's
said that
kind of
he wrecked that chance, but that would have been his
yeah.
like yeah the best pick he could
That's what he
possibly
because
make.
the people like me, the Republican voters against Trump, is the part that if he could just get them back, he's got a pretty clear path. But there is, by polling, it seems like there's 17% or so of Republicans that still identify as Republicans that aren't voting for Trump and are willing to vote for Biden or stay home. And that's what he needs to find a way to get. And I don't think it's possible. Well, sorry about that.
Yeah. All right, let's wrap this up.
So
I want to say like and subscribe.
dude, so I think we have 2 subscribers now. I'm very excited about this, and we
Woo!
still haven't
One of
really
them's
put
me.
this
One
out
of
there
them's
at
me,
all.
actually. I subscribe to our YouTube
Yeah,
channel. So,
I think
oh, that's
I
what
think
it's
I'm the
just
other
a
one. Yeah,
high five. High five. We're
yeah.
our own
Way to
fans, I guess.
subscribe, buddy. Yeah. So, all right. Well, let's talk. Let's talk in the next couple of days. But good talking to you, buddy. I'm gonna get back to work now.
Yeah, talk to you soon. Go Kamala.
Yes. Anybody but Trump is what I'm gonna say.
Heck yeah.
All right. Later, buddy.
Later.
Bye.